The stars twinkled across the endless void as Commander Olivia Mason guided her exploration vessel through the quiet sector of space known as the Valerian Expanse. No human had ventured this far before, yet Olivia felt oddly at peace among the distant suns and cosmic dust. The ship hummed with familiar energy as Olivia checked the sensors one last time before her rest cycle. Strange readings had been appearing for days, subtle distortions in space that Science Officer Kate Miller couldn't explain. Olivia brushed her blonde hair away from her eyes and stretched. Something about this region of space felt different, alive almost. A soft alarm broke the silence. Emergency distress signal detected, origin unknown, said the ship's computer voice, Trace. It ordered Olivia, her heart racing with both concern and excitement. The signal leads to a small asteroid field approximately 3 hours from our current position. Set course, said Olivia, alerting her small crew of 5. Lily Chen, the ship's medic, joined Olivia on the bridge, her expression curious. What do you think it is? She asked. Could be anything, replied Olivia. Space debris, an old probe, or something entirely new. The crew gathered in the command center as Olivia shared what little information they had about the signal. Karen Bishop, the ship's engineer, suggested it might be an old mining operation gone wrong, while Amy Rodriguez, the security officer, kept her hand near her weapon, just in case. The 5th crew member, Nancy White, was their communication specialist. She worked to clean up the distress signal, trying to extract any voice or message, but found only staticas. They approached the asteroid field. Olivia ordered the ship to slow to minimal speed. The rocks around them varied in size, from small pebbles to massive boulders, all floating in a strange pattern that seemed almost deliberate. The signal is stronger now, reported Nancy, her fingers dancing over her console. There seems to be a pattern to it. Not random, Kate studied her own readings. The asteroids themselves appear to be arranged in a specific configuration, she said with wonder. Almost like they were placed here. Olivia felt a chill run down her spine. Deliberate asteroid placement meant intelligence, and intelligence meant they might not be alone. Navigate us through carefully, Olivia instructed Karen, who nodded and took manual control of the thrusters. The ship moved slowly between the spinning rocks, Karen expertly guiding them through the narrowest passages, her years of experience evident in every small adjustment. The center of the asteroid field revealed a clearing, a perfect sphere of empty space, where the rocks seemed to orbit around a central point. And there, floating in that center, was a ship. It wasn't human-made, that much was clear. Immediately, its design was organic, with flowing lines and materials that seemed to shimmer with their own inner light. The vessel was small, perhaps a quarter the size of their own ship, and appeared damaged. With a section of hull torn open, Olivia stared at the alien craft, her mind racing with possibilities. This was the moment every space explorer dreamed of. First contacts, scan it, she ordered, her voice steady. Despite her racing heart, Kate ran multiple scans, her eyes widening at the results. One life form detected weak life signs. The hull material is unlike anything in our database, appears to be partially biological in nature. Biological? Olivia repeated, fascinated. Is it safe to approach? Radiation levels normal, no detectable pathogens or dangerous materials, Kate confirmed. But the ship itself appears to be dying, for lack of a better term. Its energy signature is fading. We need to help, said Lily, already gathering her medical kit. They might be injured. Amy frowned. It's an unknown alien ship. She reminded them, we have protocols for this. Olivia considered for a moment, weighing the risks against her moral duty as a fellow space traveler. Someone or something was in trouble, and protocols or not, she couldn't just let them die. Prepare to dock, she decided. We go in with caution, full protective gear and weapons ready. But our primary mission is rescue. The crew prepared quickly, donning their protective suits designed for hostile environments. Olivia, Lily, and Amy would board the alien vessel, while Kate and Nancy remained on their ship, monitoring everything. The docking procedure was complicated by the unusual design of the alien craft, but Karen managed to create a stable connection between the two vessels. The airlock cycled, and Olivia led her small team into the unknown. The interior of the alien ship was dimly lit, with walls that seemed to pulse with faint blue light. The temperature was warmer than human standard, and the air, though breathable, had a sweet floral scent. The corridors curved organically, no sharp angles or straight lines anywhere. The floor beneath their boots felt slightly yielding, almost like walking on firm moss. They followed the life sign readings deeper into the ship, passing rooms filled with strange equipment and glowing displays showing symbols none of them recognized in what appeared to be the central chamber. They found her an alien woman approximately humanoid in shape, but with striking differences. Her skin was a pale lavender color with subtle patterns that shifted like clouds across her surface. Her face was elegant, with large almond-shaped eyes that were solid amber without pupils, a small nose and full lips currently pressed together. In pain-long silver hair floated around her head, moving slightly as though underwater, and most surprisingly a long prehensile tail extended from her lower back, currently wrapped protectively around her body. She was injured, a gash across her side, leaking silvery fluid that pooled beneath her on the organic floor of the ship. The alien woman watched them with a mixture of fear and hope, her amber eyes tracking their movements as they entered the chamber. Olivia approached slowly, hands raised in a universal gesture of peace. "We want to help," she said, knowing the alien likely couldn't understand. The alien woman stared at them, her tail twitching nervously around her wounded side. She made a soft melodic sound that rose and fell like music. Lily stepped forward slowly. "I need to examine her wounds," she said softly, showing her medical kit. Amazingly, the alien seemed to understand intent if not words. She hesitantly unwrapped her tail and allowed Lily to approach. The medical treatment took hours. The alien physiology both similar to and vastly different from human anatomy. The silvery blood contained particles that seemed to repair damaged tissue when properly stimulated. Lily worked carefully, using her scanners to understand the alien biology before attempting any treatment. Meanwhile, Olivia explored the ship further, with Amy discovering that much of the vessel was integrated with biological components. The controls seemed designed to respond to touch, and perhaps even thought the alien technology far beyond their own. Kate communicated from their ship. "The alien's vessel is failing," she reported. "It's like it's dying along with her. We need to get her out of here." Olivia returned to the central chamber where Lily had managed to stabilize the alien woman. "Can she be moved?" Olivia asked. Lily nodded carefully. "Yes, but her ship contains elements that seem connected to her biology. I'm not sure what disconnecting her will." The alien woman made another musical sound, then, to their surprise, spoke a few words in a language none of them recognized. She pointed to her ship, then made a tearing motion with her hands. "I think she's saying the ship is beyond saving," Amy suggested. Olivia nodded. "We need to bring her aboard our vessel before this whole place falls apart." They carefully helped the alien woman to her feet. She was tall, nearly 7 feet, and moved with a strange grace. Despite her injury, her tail helped balance her as they slowly made their way back to the airlock, once aboard their own ship. They brought her to the medical bay, Lily continuing to monitor her condition while Kate and Nancy returned to study the alien vessel through their sensors. The alien ship deteriorated rapidly after they removed the woman, its hull beginning to dissolve and break apart. "It's completely collapsing," reported Kate. With fascination, "the biological components are breaking down at an accelerated rate." Olivia watched through the viewport as the beautiful alien craft disintegrated into shimmering particles that scattered among the asteroids like stardust. In the medical bay, the alien woman was regaining strength, her wound already healing faster than any human injury would. Lily was amazed by her regenerative capabilities. "She seems to be stabilizing," Lily reported when Olivia came to check on their guest. "Her biology is extraordinary. The cellular structure is unlike anything I've ever seen." The alien woman watched them talking, her amber eyes intelligent and observant. She pointed to herself and made a sound something like Z-la-la-viri, with musical tones that human vocal cords could never reproduce. Olivia smiled and pointed to herself. "Olivia," she said, then gestured to Lily. "Lily." The alien attempted to repeat their names but struggled with certain sounds, the L and V sounds particularly difficult for her. Over the next few days, as they continued their journey through space, the alien woman recovered quickly. She began to learn English with remarkable speed, while the humans learned bits of her melodic language. They discovered her name was something unpronounceable that sounded like Zila. She came from a world called Laveria, a planet where her kind lived in harmony with nature. Xila explained through a combination of simple English words, gestures, and drawings that her people were peaceful, Explorers, she had been on a research mission studying the unusual asteroid formation when her ship was damaged by what she called the Void Hunters. She drew pictures of massive predatory ships that roamed space, consuming resources and attacking any vessels they encountered. Her people had been fighting them for generations. Olivia shared this information with Earth Command through their long-range communications. The possibility of hostile forces in this region of space was concerning. Meanwhile, Zila became more comfortable with the crew. Her tail, which they learned was highly expressive, would swish happily when she was pleased, or curl tightly when she was anxious. She was fascinated by human technology which was different from her own, people's bioorganic tech. She spent hours with Karen learning about the ship's engines and with Kate studying their scientific equipment. Nancy was particularly interested in Zila's language, working to create a more comprehensive translation system. The alien language relied heavily on musical tones and subtle shifts that added layers of meaning beyond the words themselves. Me remained cautious, but even she began to warm to Zila after the alien demonstrated some impressive combat moves during an exercise session, her tail providing an extra limb that made her fighting style unique and effective. Olivia found herself spending more time with Zila. Fascinated by her stories and her gentle nature, despite being from completely different worlds, they discovered many shared values. Both believed in exploration knowledge and peaceful coexistence. One evening, as they shared a meal in the observation deck, Zila struggled to pronounce Olivia's name. Her alien vocal cords, unable to form certain sounds. "It's okay," said Olivia with a smile. "I think I'll call you Ella, it's easier and kind of suits you." The alien woman tilted her head considering the new name. Then her amber eyes seemed to glow brighter and her tail swished happily across the floor. "Ella." She repeated the sound pleasing to her. From that moment, a special bond formed between them. Ella became more integrated with the crew, helping with various tasks and sharing her knowledge of space regions humans had never explored. As weeks passed, Ella became an invaluable member of the crew. Her knowledge of the Valerian expanse saved them from several dangerous anomalies. She could sense spatial distortions before the ship's instruments detected them, giving them precious time to alter course. Ella taught them about cosmic phenomena humans had never encountered before, living nebulae that had rudimentary consciousness, energy beings that danced between stars and asteroid fields that served as nesting grounds for space-dwelling creatures in return. The humans taught Ella about Earth, its diverse ecosystems and cultures. She was particularly fascinated by water, having come from a world with very little surface water. The concept of oceans filled her with wonder. Night, when the ship was quiet, Ella would often come to the bridge where Olivia worked late, her tail swishing gently as she curled up in the co-pilot's seat, sometimes falling asleep there. Olivia found her presence comforting in the vast emptiness of space. The crew noticed the growing friendship between their commander and the alien woman, Kate teasing Olivia about her alien bestie while Amy remained cautiously supportive. Ella seemed to gravitate naturally toward Olivia, seeking her out during free periods and watching her with those intense amber eyes. They developed a comfortable routine, taking meals together and discussing the differences and similarities between their worlds. One day, as they approached a system Ella had identified as particularly beautiful with twin suns and rings of colorful cosmic dust, Ella approached Olivia with something clutched in her slender hands. "For friend Olivia," she said, her English still halting but improving daily. It was a small crystal that glowed with an inner light, changing colors slowly from blue to purple to green. "On my world, this connects two souls," explained Ella, placing it in Olivia's palm. "When one feels joy, both feel it. When one is in danger, the other knows." So Olivia was touched by the gift. Understanding its significance in Ella's culture, she wore the crystal on a chain around her neck, noticing that it would warm slightly whenever Ella was nearby. Their mission continued, charting unknown regions of space, encountering wonders and occasionally dangers. A team of scientists back on Earth eagerly awaited each transmission, filled with new discoveries. Ella provided insights that advanced human understanding of space by decades, her perspective as a being from a different evolutionary path, offering fresh interpretations of cosmic phenomena. One day, their sensors detected a massive object moving at incredible speed toward their position. "Void Hunter," said Ella, her eyes widening with fear, her tail wrapping tightly around herself. "They find me," The massive ship that appeared on their screens was unlike anything the humans had seen before. It resembled a giant predatory fish made of dark metal with sections that seemed to absorb light rather than reflect. Olivia ordered. Evasive maneuvers, but the Void Hunter ship was faster, cutting off their escape route with frightening precision. They hunt bioorganic technology, explained Ella frantically. They sense my presence. The Void Hunter ship fired a warning shot that rocked their vessel. Karen struggled to maintain control as systems flickered. We can't outrun it, said Amy grimly. We need to fight. Ella shook her head. No fighting. They are too powerful. She looked at Olivia with determination. I must leave your ship, they want. Me, not you. Olivia refused. Absolutely not. We're not giving you up. The Void Hunter ship sent a transmission. The screen filled with a being that appeared to be made of shifting shadows with glowing red eyes where a face should be. It spoke in a harsh, grating language. Ella translated. They demand you surrender the Leverian immediately. Over my dead body, muttered Olivia. Then she had an idea. Turning to Karen, she asked, is the prototype stealth shuttle operational? Karen nodded. Just barely. It's not been fully tested. Perfect, said Olivia with a determined smile. Here's the plan, Olivia explained quickly. They would launch the stealth shuttle with Ella aboard while simultaneously creating a distraction with a barrage of probes and beacons in the opposite direction. Then, while the Void Hunter was confused, they would make a run for the nearby nebula, where the cosmic dust would provide additional cover. It was risky, but Ella agreed it was their best chance. The crew prepared quickly. Karen and Nancy programming the probes while Amy helped Ella to the shuttle. Olivia joined Ella in the small shuttle, checking the systems one last time. You come too, said Ella, her eyes filled with concern. Olivia shook her head. I need to command the ship to ensure everyone escapes well. Rendezvous at these coordinates when it's safe. She showed Ella a star map with a location marked. Ella placed her hand over Olivia's, the crystal between them glowing brightly. I find you, she promised. The plan went into action. The probes launched, creating a chaotic pattern of signals and energy bursts that confused the Void Hunter sensors. In that moment of distraction, the stealth shuttle launched silently, Ella piloting it skillfully away from the ship. Olivia watched the small shuttle disappear, then ordered full power to engines. The ship shot toward the nebula, with the Void Hunter in pursuit. The nebula was a swirling mass of cosmic dust and gas particles that interfered with sensors and visibility. Olivia navigated, by instinct, following a path that grew increasingly narrow and treacherous. The Void Hunter followed its massive bulk, making it less maneuverable in the tight passages. Several times it scraped against dust clouds, causing small explosions as volatile particles ignited. Suddenly, a massive section of the nebula ignited. The Void Hunter had fired its weapons trying to flush them out, but had instead triggered a chain reaction in the unstable gases. Karen called out from engineering, the engines can't take much more of this heat. Olivia pushed the ship harder, knowing they needed just a little more distance. Then the nebula erupted behind them, a shock wave of energy propelling them forward and engulfing the Void Hunter in flames. They emerged from the nebula battered but intact, the Void Hunter nowhere to be seen on their sensors. Did we lose it? Asked Amy, scanning for signs of pursuit. For now, replied Olivia. But we need to rendezvous with Ella quickly before any others find her. The rendezvous coordinates led to a small uninhabited planet in a nearby system, a world of purple mountains and emerald valleys with 3 moons hanging low in the sky. Olivia landed the ship in a sheltered canyon, hoping the rock formations would help mask their presence. Ella arrived 2 days later, the stealth shuttle touching down beside their larger vessel. Olivia felt the crystal around her neck grow warm. Moments before the shuttle appeared on their sensors, the reunion was emotional. Ella, rushing down the shuttle's ramp, her tail swishing with excitement. She embraced Olivia tightly, their crystal connection glowing between them. The crew spent several days on the planet repairing damage to their ship, while Ella explored the surroundings. With childlike wonder, she identified plants with medicinal properties that helped Lily treat minor injuries the crew had sustained during their escape. This place is like my homeworld, Ella explained as she and Olivia hiked to a ridge overlooking a vast valley below the same light. Same air, it is beautiful, agreed Olivia, watching how the alien woman seemed to come alive in this environment. her skin patterns shifting to match the lavender and green around them. They sat together on the ridge, Ella explaining how her people had evolved in a similar environment, her tale a remnant of their arboreal past when they needed it for balance in the towering forest trees. My people have explored space for many generations, said Ella. Her English, now quite fluent, we seek knowledge and harmony. She looked sad for a moment, but void hunters came from dark space. Many cycles ago they consume all living technology. Why do they hunt your people specifically? Asked Olivia. Ella touched the ground gently. My people bond with planets and ships. Our technology is an extension of life itself. Void hunters are opposite. They are anti-life. They feast on the energy of living things. Olivia realized the implications. If void hunters found Earth with its abundant life, they would see it as a feast. We need to warn my people, said Olivia about these void hunter. Sella nodded, her expression grave. I will help you, she promised. They already know I exist now. They will follow. Back at the ship, Olivia contacted Earth Command using a secure channel. She explained about the void hunters and their threat, but also about Ella's willingness to help defend against them. Command was initially skeptical, but the data they had collected on the void hunter ship combined with Ella's knowledge of their weaknesses convinced them of the serious nature of the threat. Orders came through. They were to return to Earth, immediately bringing Ella as an official representative of her people. Her knowledge would be crucial in preparing Earth's defenses. The journey back was tense. They took a circuitous route, hoping to avoid detection, occasionally sensing void hunter ships at the edges of their scanner range, but never directly encountering them. Ella spent the journey teaching them everything she knew about void hunter technology and tactics. They were not invincible. She explained they had weaknesses, particularly their dependence on consuming bioorganic energy. At night, when the ship was quiet, Ella would often come to the bridge where Olivia worked late, her tail swishing gently as she curled up in the co-pilot seat, sometimes falling asleep there, their crystal connection creating a comforting warmth between them. The crew had fully accepted Ella as one of their own by now. Even Amy had dropped her suspicions, impressed by Ella's willingness to risk herself to save them from the void. Hunter Lily and Ella had developed a close friendship. The ship's medic fascinated by Laverian biology, and Ella equally interested. In human medicine, they spent hours comparing healing techniques from their respective worldscape, and Ella worked on adapting some of the Laverian technology concepts to human use. They discovered that certain materials on Earth could mimic the bioorganic compounds of Ella's world, potentially creating hybrid technology that might resist void hunter attacks. Karen taught Ella to play chess, the alien woman quickly becoming skilled enough to challenge the engineer to increasingly complex matches. Her tactical thinking impressive Nancy. And Ella continued refining their translation of the Laverian language, creating a comprehensive dictionary that would help future communications between their peoples as they approached the solar system. Olivia worried about how Ella would be received. Would Earth welcome her or fear her difference? I will protect you, promised Olivia as they prepared for arrival. Ella understood, her tail wrapping briefly around Olivia's wrist in their now familiar gesture of trust. Earth appeared on their view screen, a blue jewel against the darkness. Ella gasped at the sight, having never seen so much water in one place before. Beautiful, she whispered, her amber eyes wide with wonder. So much life. They received clearance to land at the International Space Agency headquarters. A special welcome committee had been arranged, including top scientists, military personnel, and government representatives. Before they disembarked, Olivia turned to Ella. Are you ready for this? She asked. Ella straightened her tall form, her tail swishing with determination. I am ready, she said with dignity. My people sought other intelligent life for generations. I am honored to be first contact. The landing was smooth, Karen bringing the ship down on the designated pad with her usual skill. When the doors opened and the ramp extended, Ella stood beside Olivia, the sunlight catching her lavender skin, making her almost glow. The assembled crowd below gasped at their first sight of the alien woman. Olivia took Ella's hand, and together they walked down the ramp into Earth's history as the bringers of first contact. To Olivia's relief, Ella was welcomed as an ambassador, her knowledge and gentle nature quickly winning over the scientific community and the public. The initial fear and suspicion some had shown faded as Ella demonstrated her people's peaceful intentions and offered valuable knowledge to help protect Earth. The International Council established a special division dedicated to Void Hunter defense, incorporating Ella's insights about their weaknesses. Ella worked closely with human scientists to develop new technologies that could resist and repel the cosmic predators. Olivia remained by Ella's side, appointed as the official liaison between Earth governments and the Laverian ambassador. Their friendship deepening with each passing day, the crystal connection between them growing stronger. 6 months after their arrival, the first Void Hunter scout ship was detected at the edge of the solar system. Earth was ready. The defense system they had developed based on Ella's knowledge created a bioelectric field around the planet that disguised its life energy signatures, making it appear as a dead world to Void Hunter sensors. The scout ship lingered briefly, then moved on Ella. Celebrated with the defense team, her tail swishing happily. "It worked," she exclaimed, embracing Olivia tightly. A communication protocol was established with Ella's homeworld Laveria. Using quantum entanglement technology that Ella helped develop, the Laverians were overjoyed to discover their lost daughter had found allies and sent their own ambassadors to Earth. The arrival of more Laverians 3 months later was a global celebration. 5 tall, elegant beings with varying skin patterns and tail lengths joined Ella as representatives of their world. They brought gifts of bioorganic technology and art pieces that seemed alive with color and movement. Olivia watched Ella reunite with her people, tears in her amber eyes as she embraced her kind for the first time in over a year. Though happy for her, Olivia felt a pang of worry. Would Ella choose to return to Laveria now? That evening, Ella found Olivia in the garden of their shared residence, her tail gently touching Olivia's shoulder. "You are sad," she observed the crystal between them, pulsing with shared emotion. Olivia admitted her fears that Ella would leave Earth and return home. Ella smiled, her tail wrapping around Olivia's wrist. "My home is with you now," she said simply. "I am bridge between worlds. This is my purpose, my joy." Their relationship was accepted and celebrated by both species, a symbol of the successful alliance between Earth and Laveria. Together, they worked to expand the Void Hunter defense network to protect other vulnerable worlds. 1 year after first contact, a joint Earth-Laverian exploration vessel was commissioned, larger and more advanced than any ship humans had built before, incorporating the best of both worlds' technologies. Its mission to seek out other civilizations that might join their alliance against the Void Hunters. Olivia was appointed commander with Ella as her first officer and diplomatic liaison. They assembled a crew of both humans and Laverians, the first truly interspecies mission in Earth's history. The night before launch, Olivia stood on the observation deck of the orbital station looking down at Earth below. Ella joined her, their crystal connection warming at her approach. "Afraid?" asked Ella, sensing Olivia's emotion. Excited, Olivia corrected with a smile. "Afraid? Yes. But good afraid. The Void Hunters are still out there, but now we face them together, not alone." Ella nodded, her tail swishing thoughtfully. "They began as separate threats to each of our worlds. Now they have created something new, an alliance that makes both stronger." They named their new ship Harmony, a reflection of the balance between their peoples and their shared vision for the future. The launch ceremony was broadcast worldwide, Ella's people watching via quantum link from Laveria, the ship rising gracefully from Earth's atmosphere, its bioorganic hull gleaming in the sunlight. Aboard Harmony, Olivia took her place in the command chair, Ella standing beside her as they prepared for their first jump to faster-than-light travel. The crew, both human and Laverian, worked together seamlessly, months of training creating a unique rhythm that combined the strengths of both species. The Void Hunters remained a threat lurking in the darkness between stars, but they were no longer an invincible enemy. The Alliance had found their weaknesses and developed effective countermeasures. Over the years, Harmony visited dozens of worlds, discovering new civilizations and bringing them into the growing alliance. Olivia and Ella became legendary explorers, their names synonymous with first contact and diplomatic success in each new world they visited. Ella would adapt quickly to the environment, her Laverian biology flexible and resilient. Olivia marveled at her ability to connect with different species, finding common ground, even with the most alien of minds. Their crystal connection grew stronger with time, allowing them to sense each other's emotions and sometimes even thoughts across great distances. It became a symbol of the bond between their peoples, a small but powerful example of what was possible when different worlds came together. Harmony returned to Earth every few years, bringing news of their discoveries and new allies. Each time they arrived, Ella would stand on the bridge beside Olivia, watching the blue planet grow larger on their view screen, her tail swishing with happiness at the sight at night. When the ship was quiet, Ella would often come to the bridge where Olivia worked late, her tail swishing gently as she curled up in the co-pilot seat, sometimes falling asleep there, the soft glow of their crystal connection illuminating the darkness. Years later, when asked about the moment that changed history, Olivia would smile and say it all began with a distress signal and a nickname. Ella would add, her amber eyes twinkling sometimes. The universe brings souls together across impossible distances for purposes greater than we can imagine. Their story became legend told on countless worlds, a reminder that understanding could transcend the differences between species, and that sometimes the greatest adventures begin with a simple act of kindness, as Ella liked to say in her own language, which Olivia now spoke fluently. Souls recognize each other even among the stars. Aboard Harmony, they continued their journey through the cosmos, hand in hand and tail to risk the human commander and her alien friend, with the nickname that had become her identity, forging connections between worlds and proving that together different species could face even the darkest threats. Every night, Ella still slept on Olivia's ship, her tail swishing happily at the nickname that had opened the door between two civilizations and changed the course of galactic history.